dramatic. And I think a lot of that has to do with the way that we thrive on stress. But we have to be careful of how we frame our stress.
Well, I think it's you've got to take control of your thoughts. They're powerful.
Totally.
Take control of your words. You and I both love the book, The 4 Agreements.
Absolutely.
I had something the other day that like wigged me out, and I'm like, don't take it personal, Bernadette.
Yeah.
And I watched The Godfather last week, so it's all about don't take it personal. It's business, right?
Your inner critic, to your point, Bernadette, like the voice you hear the most is your inner critic.
Yeah.
And you have to be, careful. Like if somebody talked to you like you talk to you,
yes,
you wouldn't talk to those people anymore. And yet you allow it from yourself.
Yeah.
The most powerful voice that you hear every day is your own.
Yeah.
That's why I'm starting to believe very deeply, and I've started with like journaling and things like that, but even more is like daily affirmations.
I just noticed you've got Bruce Lee on your T-shirt.
Yeah. Oh, he was
the master of it.
Yeah, he studied philosophy.
Be like water, my friend.
Yep. He studied philosophy in college, and and he reframed martial arts. And really,
he was a BA.
Yeah, people think of all the martial arts that he brought. Like, really, he was the first to bring MMA because he studied boxing and all these different forms of martial arts and brought them together. But he also taught the beauty of the Eastern mentality, Eastern philosophy.
Absolutely.
And then associated that with martial arts at a time when we were just thinking like it's kicks and punches.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember my brothers being huge fans of Bruce Lee, and they had nunchucks, and they used to go all around do crazy stuff like that. And I think my brother used to wear a cologne like High Karate or something like that. High Karate, you remember that?
Yes, I do.
You know what Bruce Lee's favorite drink is, right?
No, what?
Water!
That's so funny.
Nice.
Well, so what are some of the warning signs of stress? I think most of us know some of them, but what are some unusual ones that people don't typically recognize as being stress?
Right. So chest pain, which is also called angina clinically, and abnormal heart rhythm, which is also called AFib, racing heart rate, tachycardia, unusual tiredness, nausea, diarrhea, constipation, muscle aches and pain, unusual changes in appetite. Some people, like you always hear, like, I'm a stress eater, or like some people when they're stressed, like go days without eating. Like they're like, I forgot to eat for 2 days.
Yeah.
Because they were just stressed.
They were so stressed. Yeah.
And then there's some people that like just have to crunch on something or eat something like the whole time they're stressed. And it's funny how we all deal with stress in different ways.
Is eating typically a way that because I was when I have a lot of stress, I used to be like that where I would not eat for days, and sometimes I'll forget to eat if I'm real busy. But typically, if I'm really stressed at night, I'm that muncher in the kitchen, looking for the next thing to munch on. Right? Are you girls? Anybody here with me? Do you
I'm
find?
with you.
Yeah. Do you ever do that? You're not a girl, but do you do that, Sean?
yeah. It might not be bonbons and ice cream, but I definitely do that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so it's very common. So it's not, but it's can stress really kill you though? Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So there is. I mean, first off, those things that I was just talking about, if left unchecked, can lead to life-altering events. Like think of psychotic break, suicide, heart attack, or stroke. I mean, all those things can be a result of just chronic, high degree of stress that's just breaking you down over time, over years. And people like that like me, like work way more than they should. And for some reason, like working a ton in this culture is like, it's very not only acceptable, but like, oh, that's cool. It's
glorified.
Like, it's glorified and we're killing ourselves.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I know that you believe in microdosing LSD, or you've dabbled in it, if you will.
Yeah.
You have some friends of yours that are
Right.
that are in the industry. I was reading the book How to Change Your Mind by Michael Pollan, and he talks about LSD in this book in length about how we could use that to really diminish a lot of stress in our life.
Yeah, it's really interesting what you can do with the microdosed LSD, which is 1/10 of like what would be a tripping dose. So people get confused on that. It's similar in mentality to thinking of like drink a case of beer or one beer. There's a very different outcome. And what happens is you upregulate this protein in your brain called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. And that helps rewire the brain. So when people get these epiphanies on psilocybin mushrooms or microdosed LSD, and they say like, oh my gosh, I never thought of it that way. Literally, you're making new neural connections.
Yeah.
And you're getting people with PTSD and anxiety like that are overcoming these things in just 1 or 2 uses versus years and years and years on all these other drugs, these SSRIs and other things.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. And I do think there's just a stigma still attached to drugs like marijuana, LSD, all these things that are all on the earth with us, even Kratom. We did a show on Kratom a few days ago. They're on Earth. They're there for a reason. And why are they so demonized? And
it's crazy.
It is. And so when I was reading in Michael Cohen's book, Sidney Cohen, who is a scientist, talks about when Cohen finally tried LSD himself in October 1955, he was taken by surprise, expecting to find himself trapped inside the mind of a madman. Cohen instead experienced a profound, even transcendent sense of tranquility, as if the problems and strivings, the worries and frustration of everyday life had vanished. In their place was a majestic, sunlit, heavenly inner quietude, if you will. It seemed to have finally arrived at the contemplation of eternal truth. That's pretty darn powerful. You know, right? You talk about stress and what we need in our life. I hope that the science continues to be revealed and we can use, stuff like this and marijuana and kratom to escape this life once in a while, right?
Peeling back the layers and getting to our true self can be very helpful in reducing stress.
Yes, and reducing stress and living your best life. So, so good to have you in studio. Sean Wells, we've got to go. Everyone, thank you so much for listening. You get one body, you get one mind, and you get one life. Get out there today and make the most of it.
Hi, I'm Bob Barker. This is my friend Benny. Before you buy cosmetics, personal care, or household products, you be sure they have not been tested on animals. Everything from floor cleaner to shampoo is poured into animals' eyes and down their throats. They suffer intensely. Some even go blind. The price is never right for products tested on animals. Visit PETA.org for a list of cruelty-free companies.
Hi, this is Vaughn Eaglin. As a licensed professional counselor and supervisor, I spend my career helping people cope with emotional problems. But today, I want to talk to you about nutrition. People ask me all the time for nutrition and weight loss advice, and I always find myself recommending a raw vegan protein, a food supplement called Warrior Blend by Sun Warrior. I wasn't always active and fit. In fact, I was very overweight as a child, and as a counselor, I must emphasize the importance of the mind-body connection. A clean body helps with a clean mind. Start today with Sun Warrior Blend Raw Vegan Protein. For more information, go to sunwarrior.com and start living clean today.
Hi, I'm Laura Bell Bundy for PETA. Every summer, thousands of dogs die from heat stroke after being left alone in hot cars. The inside of a car can reach 100 degrees in minutes, even in the shade with the window slightly open. Keep your dog cool and safe this summer. Never leave them in unattended hot cars. If you see a dog alone in a car during warm weather, call the humane authorities, the police, or do whatever is necessary to get the dog out. His or her life may depend upon it. Thank you.
For more information, visit PETA.org.
Hello, I'm Allie McGraw for People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. Our animal companions rely on us, especially during a natural disaster. If you're forced to evacuate your home, do not leave your animals behind. Visit helpinganimals.com.